Hey there gamers, welcome back to the Board Game Co channel, and today we have a preview of Lorescape. Hey there gamers, welcome back to the Board Game Co channel. It's Professor Meg here, and today we have a preview of Lorescape. Thank you to Lore Foundry for sponsoring this video. You can check out the link down below for their Kickstarter campaign for everything that they have planned. And with that, please keep in mind that everything that you see in front of you is a prototype version and all subject to change, with a few enhances that I already know that they are planning to make, as well as different variations within the sizes of tiles. Now, that being said, what is Lorescape? It's not a game. It is going to be a Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign, but that being said, it's going to be supplementary terrain for games like D&D, Warhammer, and things like that. So this is going to be terrain that you are able to not only build out yourself, but it is extremely satisfying how these different hexes actually click in together. And you have these different biomes that you are able to get a biome depending on what you think your players are going to be playing with, depending where they might be. For example, I think the grass may be the most standard version. You also have mountains, deserts, beaches, you have these cold areas. Over here I have more of a mining type terrain area, but they will all come in these handy dandy little boxes, and within them they're going to have 100 pieces. Now, it's going to be different biomes made out of 50 pieces each, and some of them are going to be a standard piece like what you see here, and then some of them are going to be the more detailed pieces that are going to give you things like the different riverways. So this is how they're all going to come packed in their different boxes, and then that being said, they are all stackable with each other. So you can see I'm going to place this guy into here, and then you're able to stack it on top. So everything is very easy to put away and keep stored together. But that being said, the way these different pieces click in together, it just works so smoothly. So it is pretty easy to just pop them off of each other, but that being said, you have to really force it upwards with the way that the links are made between the different pieces. And then once you're ready to do so, you can attach them anywhere else that you want and just kind of insert them. So you can see with that one, I went from the bottom just because that was what felt naturally, but I even have these pieces here, and it's pretty easy to just click them up on top of these, and now they are attached. So you are able to take all of these within the different types of terrain that you have and build out the different scenarios. But as you may have noticed, I have this cave here with a naga inside. So you are also able to make everything 3D, which I think is very important for games like D&D, especially for keeping all of your players immersed. So this is something that DMs are going to be able to store really nicely and then be able to take out and play with and be able to make out these different unique terrain situations that are all based on the different campaigns that you're playing and your specific situations for your players. For example, if you have a lot of spellcasters, you might set up the terrain a certain way where they really have to get into danger, where they might be a little bit squishy. Or that being said, if you have a lot of archers, you might have things that block line of sight so that it just gets in their way. So you have different things that you're going to be able to do with this terrain. But another thing that you're going to be able to do is, because it is so easy to click things into each other, you're going to be able to change the terrain basically very quickly. So for example, if you have an area here where you have this river and you have, a grassy area, and then players will come upon a beach, perhaps they start fighting against a beach monster, and then all of a sudden the beach might actually increase with the tide depending on what that monster ends up doing. So this is a way that the DMs can really prepare for certain attacks and situations and area of effect things, because you are able to really change the map very, very quickly based on what is happening. Other things that you are able to do is crumble certain parts of areas, such as our cave here, if a certain attack was going to do something like that. And just to show you how cleverly certain things can click in, perhaps something like a magic spell might cause a river to appear, and then when that river appears, you are able to just pop it in here so nicely. If you can see, that just went in so smoothly and easily, and now we have a river that the players are going to be able to interact with. Now again, just to show you how easy it is to build on this different area, this is a cave that I was working on where you can see that there is a naga inside, and if you want to attack her, you have to come from either side, blocking line of sight. But to be able to make this look a bit more realistic with the different levels that you are able to do, I want to build around the cave a little bit more. So I'm going to take a bit of my terrain, and you're just going to start pulling it apart. Again, it's so easy to do, and then you're able to clip it in. Now, something I could do is remove this layer, which I'm going to choose to do to start getting my base around here, but I have also slid them in all the way from the top, and it's also very smooth to do it that way as well. So here we're just going to give ourselves just a little bit of a base around our cave, and you can see it's so easy for me to just grab these pieces off, build them around. It's basically like adult D&D Legos that you're going to be able to click them all into each other for this hex-based system. And then here we'll take our cave again and put it over here. And now you can see that our layers are starting to build up around here, making it seem a bit more realistic and perhaps changing how the different players will interact with these areas as well, perhaps choosing to do things such as ducking when they're using their bows and arrows and things like that. Lorescape is not only going to provide terrain for you for your different RPG games as well as your wargaming, but it's also going to give you so many 3D options as well as options to change the game immediately on the fly. It doesn't interrupt the game at all, that you are able to change things pretty quickly, and that also allows your players to be able to be creative if they want to do certain things, such as rise earth from the ground with something that your druid might be doing, or have your different barbarians just smashing into caves and being able to break down the walls with their brute strength. If you want to be able to reward something like a natural 20, you're able to completely change the world around players very, very quickly to have it be very immersive for everyone at the table. Another thing is that this is very sustainable, that you are able to prepare these games ahead of time and be able to reuse all of these different tiles to be able to not only build out the different situations that you see in your mind, but perhaps you can recreate old dungeons that you had once upon a time where players realize that they're coming somewhere else that they used to be. Now, there are other games that may be useful with a system like this, such as a game that I covered earlier this year, Malediction, where that's a game that is marrying between deck building and miniatures, so you'd be able to play that and use something like this to have a terrain that is available as well on top of the different terrain system that they use. As you can see with the different biomes available, there is so much that DMs are going to be able to do with this different terrain to be able to take in their real creativity, change things up, but also have a way that they're able to quickly create these different situations for their players so that they're able to really visualize the situations that they're in, and on top of that, you're able to react to your players and encourage their creativity. If you'd like to check out the crowdfunding campaign, you can find the Kickstarter link down below for everything that Lorescape has planned. I've been Professor Meg, thank you all for watching the Board Game Co channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!